Hello and welcome to WIMPScast. We're here at Stormont at the demonstration against the cuts in community relations funding.
What kind of type of work does the project do?
The project enables young people to go to the centre, and they also run various projects. For example, the project that I've been affected by cutting was the Italian project, where the Italians were meant to come over here this year, and next year we were meant to go over to them. But because of the 70% cut in community relations fund, we're unable to do that.
And we do crossing the bridges as well, and that brings us with different communities, so we'll learn like loads.
We do so many different projects. Like there's the best project, which is helping you against suicide and stuff, because there'd be quite a high suicide rate around like young men and stuff in our community. And then we do other projects, to get people off the streets, stop them drinking, doing drugs, that whole thing. We were doing a group called Attitude, and that was against showing everybody the awareness of what the effect of drugs can do on your life, the bigger picture, and like what they can do to you physically and stuff like that. And there's so many other different projects, but Extreme FM was one of the huge projects around Christmas time, before Christmas, and it was just such a huge thing. Like so many different young people cross community would come together, like from everywhere, all over the district, and it was amazing. And it was probably one of the best projects I've ever been on as a young person. It really did inspire a lot of people, including myself.
How do you think the cuts will affect your project?
Oh God, they'll crush the whole centre. If we don't get money, we can't do anything, and we can't help the young people that definitely do need the help.
If it hasn't got enough funding, it will close down, and everyone will be devastated because we go there regularly.
Yeah, they have caused a lot of damage. Like as opposed to said today, sectarianism hasn't gone away, and yet it has might gone a wee bit. That it still hasn't gone away completely, and I think that these cuts will damage young people's lives, and they need to be reinstated again ASAP.
These clubs make me come close with people from different communities, and some of them are my best friends there.
What are your views on the cuts?
It's absolutely disgraceful and ridiculous and doesn't make sense, because the programme for government, one of the strategic priorities there is to promote community relations.
Well, I think the 70% cut has effectively gutted the budget. It's left it basically with nothing, which is a very, very tiny amount of money when you think of the scale of the budget for the whole of the Department of Education.
Crazy and very, very dangerous because of the things that I was saying about, we desperately need, even though so many people think just because we have the peace process on way and all going very well, that community relations, we're actually more divided, more segregated than ever before.
Our young people are so segregated. We need to create programs, to create safe environments, to bring people together, to learn from each other, to play together, to see each other as human beings, not people of the other side. It's so important.
This is a budget we can ill afford to do away with. It saves lives, it saves communities, anxiety, and it creates new relationships which haven't been possible years ago.
What do you think MLAs could do to show that they don't support these cuts?
They need to say it, they need to say it loud, they need to say it within the Assembly continuously, and they need to not give up on the issue. I think that just to actually come out and support us like this, or else to maybe do a little bit of a tokenistic gesture within the Assembly room itself is not enough. They need to be actually lobbying the Minister at all times. They need to be having meetings with the Department of Education. They need to be going out to groups like ourselves. They need to be going out with groups like WIMPS, with Public Achievement, out to the schools and finding out what the real message is out there. Expecting people to send in a letter or to fill in a postcard isn't enough. The MLAs and the Department of Education needs to actually go and find out the true worth and value of this work instead of assuming that it's a dead duck in the water. In fact, I think the only dead duck in the water right now is possibly the Department of Education with their attitude towards this.
I would like to see an executive focus that prioritises funding for community relations budgets, community relations programmes, schools programmes that work towards the shared future that we all want to live in.
Aye, aye.
Well, this budget is only a tiny amount of money, but in reality there's a huge impact when it's been spent, because what it does is it teaches tolerance and respect, which has to be at the heart of where we want to take Northern Ireland in the future. Taking this budget away is actually inviting trouble.
These cuts will show up in other departments' budgets, so it's going to show up in the criminal justice and policing budget because of conflict at interface areas. It's going to show up in the health budget as young people suffer from mental ill health, as they're struggling to cope with stress and tensions within the community.
And what would you say to the young people of Northern Ireland to give them reassurance over these devastating budget cuts?
Because keep up the fight. Your voice is being heard at Stormont. Protests like this, get on Facebook and your social networking sites and keep the campaign going. Build up support, get more of your friends out, get emailing me, Basil, every MLA in here, and make your voice heard.
The responsibility for restoring funding to community relations within your sector lies with the Minister for Education, which is Katrina Ryan. I would say do not give up. I would say keep on lobbying, because what you're doing is absolutely right. You are trying to create the type of society that we want to live in. Maybe we could look at other departments and how they are living up to a shared future and how they are directing their funding sources towards that. But unfortunately, the responsibility for this lies with one minister.
This small amount of money literally saves lives. And we need to invest in a shared society and community relations work where it's been done on the ground.
Some realism has to go into politics. Everybody's point of view has to be acknowledged and respected. There has to be give and take on all sides. And ultimately what we've got to do is keep this thing going long enough for you lot to take over.